All right. Moving on, EV ride-hailing platform BluSmart Mobility has bagged $42 million in its latest funding round. The firm is looking to enter the billion-dollar club in the next 6 to 8 months. The funding comes amid BluSmart's growing reputation of becoming a challenger to Ola and Uber. Aishwarya Anand is here with BluSmart's story.
Very soon, when you call for a cab, it's going to be an electric vehicle. That's because players like Ola and Uber are now shifting their fleet to green taxis. So what is making this happen? One, the government's push for clean energy, where they want 30% of cars sold in 2030 to be electric. And second, competition from an all-electric fleet operator, BluSmart. So how is this green mobility startup taking on the incumbents for a market share in the country? I'm going to find that out from BluSmart's co-founder and CEO, Anmol Jaggi. You know, especially in the NCR, we've seen far more cars than we did, say, a couple of years ago, right? So can you tell me, how are you filling the gaps that already exists in the business model of the ride-hailing giants?
Customers wanted very simple things. They want a car which doesn't cancel on them. They want a clean car, polite driver partners, and no surge price. I think BluSmart right from day one, about 3.5 years back to now, has only stood for these 4 principles. And that's what the customers love us about, and that's what our competition was not able to provide.
BluSmart started with offering airport rides in Delhi, right? And then you brought in the scheduling aspect of it. You later expanded your operations to Bengaluru. So could you give me a sense of the kind of market share you hold in these 2 cities?
So Bangalore is a very recent start for us. We only have about 400 cars in the Bangalore market. As we speak in Delhi, we have about 3,100 cars. And should be 5,000 cars in the next 2 months. With 5,000 cars, our expectation is that on a pan-NCR level, we should be somewhere at about 12-13% market share.
Now that we've spoken about the NCR, I'm going to ask Anmol to take us for a quick spin in BluSmart's taxi in the NCR region.
Sure, most welcome.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll go from there.
How's your pricing different from that of an Ola or a Uber?
So at BluSmart, right from day zero, customers have not been subjected to vagaries of price change. If your home to office trip costs you 250 rupees on a Monday, it will cost you same on Tuesday, Wednesday, and every day of the week, irrespective of whether it is raining. From a base fare perspective, we are at the same level as Ola and Uber, but because we do not surge at a few times, you see us to be much cheaper than Ola and Uber.
And do you own your vehicles or do you lease?
So, all the cabs we have leased out from large institutions. When we started, we got 500 cars from EESL, Energy Efficiency Services Limited. IREDA sanctioned us a 267 crore leasing facility. In the end of March, we got a 633 crore leasing facility from Power Finance Corporation. BluSmart has enough leasing partners to lease out about 10,000 more electric cars in this year.
You know, one of the biggest pain points that customers talk about is rides being cancelled very frequently. So I want to understand, how are you tackling this issue?
We are a zero cancellation platform. We have done millions of trips till date and we haven't cancelled a single trip. At BluSmart, because the asset ownership is not with the driver partner and the platform are aligned in their thinking. I can tell you that a lot of driver partners, including the one who's driving for us right now, would have come from a competitor platform. So the whole idea is that in our case, drivers don't have to bring assets.
After a ride in BluSmart's vehicle, we are now here at one of their charging stations in Gurgaon. And while our car is getting charged here, let's take the conversation forward. Anmol, I want to understand from you, how many charging stations do you have currently? And what are your expansion plans looking like?
For about every 100-150 cars, we need one such charging hubs. BluSmart is going from 3,500 cars right now to about 10,000 cars by March of 24. Which would mean that we would need another 75 such hubs coming into the picture.
You've recently raised $42 million in equity and debt funding round. Tell me, where do you plan on deploying these funds?
So basically, our funds get deployed majorly in acquisition of vehicles. A substantial amount of money goes into building the charging infrastructure that you see over here.
Okay.
Our operational burns are extremely low. So we do not need any significant burn money for ourselves. Bulk of the money is going into capex for cars and capex for charging infrastructure.
What does your FY23 numbers look like, and what is the road to profitability?
About 600,000 users use us on a monthly basis. We do greater than 500,000 trips every month. In terms of revenue, we are right now at an annual revenue run rate of about above 300 crores. And before the end of the year, we will be at the revenue run rate of about 1,000 crores. Delhi, Gurgaon, which is the core market right now for us, the biggest market for us. By August, with God's grace, we should turn profitable here. Bangalore is showing some very promising results, and it shouldn't be very far off when Bangalore also turns profitable.
Ola and Uber are now moving to convert their fleet into electric completely, correct? Do you think India's infrastructure can support that number of, electric vehicle fleet?
Currently, in our opinion, India is absolutely woefully short of charging infrastructure.
Yeah.
So any plans to go electric need to be supplemented with large-scale charging infrastructure development.
Thank you, Anmol, for speaking to us today. It's been lovely interacting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Pleasure.
India's ride-hailing startups have raised close to $1.7 billion in 2022, which is a 117% jump from 2021 as per Traction. Bloom Ventures, Sequoia Capital, Tiger Global and GIC are some of the top investors in this space. India's ride-hailing market is currently pegged at $13.4 billion, a tenth of China's, and the penetration is just 7%, making India a lucrative opportunity for the EV companies. With camera person Saurabh Chauhan, Aishwarya Anand for CNBC-TV18.
Continuing